my goofy guy. Oh, you know, I was thinking about something that I wanted to share about because I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. So recently, I've been reticent to share about this, but I feel like um, it might help some other people. So, here I was working on taking off some weight I had gained. And instead, well, I went up and down and up and down. But basically, what's happened is that I've put on some weight, and I felt really embarrassed about it because I'm a health coach, you know, and I'm having trouble. But here's the thing about it. And, I've been thinking, should I share about this or not? And I figured, well, why not? Maybe it'll help somebody, if nothing else, maybe just to know they're not the only one having problems. But I was on anti-anxiety medication, and we switched my medication a couple months ago, and we've switched dosages a couple of times. And I've just been having a rough time with getting adjusted to it. And basically, I've had trouble making some of the decisions that I was able to make in the last few years, especially the last, I'd say, 3.5 years or so. For example, to say to myself, like with my eating, okay, do I really need to eat this? What is my goal? What will make me feel best? And before I was having problems adjusting to the medication, I was able to make the decision, well, okay, I would feel best if I forego this right now, and I'll feel better. It'll help me to maintain my weight or lose my weight, whatever. I have not been able, I have not been capable. It is not within me to be able to make that decision because I'm just kind of, a little bit confused up by this medication. And, even right now, I'm losing my train of thought and stuff. I know you're not used to seeing me this way. I'm not used to being this way. Grayson, it's okay. Hush, puppy. So basically, what I've been doing is I have been reverting back to things from way in the past, which is basically to try to feel better in the moment by turning to food. And that is not a good thing. That's not healthy. I know it's not good. I am using a method that I know doesn't really work, but in the moment it makes me feel better. And you see, for many, many years I didn't understand that that's what I would do, that, food was like my comforter, my friend, my relief for boredom, whatever. Oh, that's a bad angle, isn't it? It's like if I put my foot here, it makes it look giant. Here, let me do this. Because I don't feel good about how I look. I certainly don't need the camera angle to make it worse. But I have not had, even though I have the understanding, I have not had the ability to say, okay, I am going to take control over this. And the thing is that this is a biochemical thing going on with me right now. It's not a matter of decision. I would like to make the right decision. I just can't seem to do it. Hopefully I'm going to adjust to the medication to where I can get things balanced out, and make good decisions and all. Okay, I don't feel good about how I look. I'm carrying around extra weight, especially here and there. And it's uncomfortable for me. It's not just a matter of looks, it is physically uncomfortable. But right now, I am not able to bridge that gap between what I eat and the effect it's going to have. Right now, I'm sort of in a place where I want to feel better right now, so I will eat right now. For over 3 years, I had been able, by virtue of the program that I was on, to really get a handle on that, to realize it and to get control over it. I guess, the whole point I'm trying to make is that right now I'm going through a rough time because of the medication that I'm on and going through an adjustment period with it. And what kind of motivated me to get on here and talk about it is I was sitting around and I was thinking of all of the negative and mean and rejecting type things that have been said or done to me in my life. And I was thinking, why is it that it's so easy to remember those things rather than to remember the positive, loving, accepting things that people have said? I was at this little function for ladies, and everybody was introducing themselves, and this lady came over to me and she said, "Hi, my name is," and she pinched me really hard and she told me her name, and she said, "Do you know that it's, I don't know, however many, 10 times, 100 times, I don't know, more effective that you'll remember something if it's associated with pain. So I want you to remember my name, and that's why I pinched you so hard." I don't remember her name, by the way. But I think that, there's some truth to it. When something is associated with pain, we tend to remember it. Think back to what some of your memories are in life. For example, I remember I was standing at the sink washing dishes with this other girl. I was in my 20s, and we were sharing a house together with some other people. And I had just moved to the area from several hundred miles away. And everybody in the house was, trying to make friends with one another. And she actually said to me, "I have enough friends." I mean, basically she was telling me, I don't want a relationship with you. I don't want a friendship. I have enough friends. I mean, that was a terrible thing to say. Oh my goodness. But I not only remember her saying it, I remember where we were standing. I remember, the entire scene is emblazoned in my memory. How awful. Yet, can I remember lovely, wonderful things? I guess I remember a few things. Oh, you know what? Some of the good things I remember, this is terrible. I remember them because either they were embarrassing to me or I didn't know how I was supposed to feel. Um, I once worked for this charitable organization. It was just volunteer work, but I had been apparently I had brought in more contributions than anyone else. And I remember, being given an award for that and being thanked for that, stand up in front of the group, all this kind of thing. And I remember I didn't even realize they kept track of that kind of thing. I just did, what they told me to do. I went to the places they told me to go to and, talk to people about contributing and all. And here I am sort of being honored for something that I didn't even know was something you honored people for. And why do I remember that? Not because it was a good thing, but because I felt so awkward. Oh my goodness. Have you had things like this happen to you? Where you tend to remember the negative and the awkward kind of things, and you don't remember the good stuff? Oh my gosh. So obviously I have something to work on in my life, right? But this whole thing is what motivated me. I mean, that's, I think it's a kind of normal, or maybe not normal, but it's a very prevalent thing for a lot of us to remember the negatives and not the positives. That's what motivated me, though, to share. Because some of the negatives in my life right now, like having problems with my eating and my weight and, how I feel about myself because of that, is a result of side effects of some medication that I'm trying to get adjusted to. But, we all have things that are common to the human condition, like this whole idea of remembering negatives instead of positives. So what do we do about that? So I'm going to think, all right, if somebody else asked me, what can I do about this? This is what I would tell them. I would say, when you start to have a negative memory, or you start thinking, like, for example, the memory comes up about the girl that said, I have enough friends. Right then, need to switch and think of something else, or get up, change my position physically, do something else, because I need to get my mind off of that. And if possible, think of something positive. And then when something positive happens, take the time to appreciate that. Like, for example, the other day, a friend of mine was just having a difficult family situation going on. And there was not a whole lot that could be done about it. And I just went and I gave her a hug. And she hugged back. She said, oh my gosh, I just so needed this. And, I'm thinking about that now, and I'm thinking, okay, I did something good there. Now, here's a little bit of, maybe we need to tweak. I need to tweak how I think about things. Normally, I think I might say to myself, well, see, you're not completely useless. You did something good there. No, I should not take away from the situation. I should not make it less than it was. It was good. I made a decision and took some action that helped somebody. They needed to feel the support of someone else, the sympathy of someone else, the idea that there was a friend there for them. And I was able to do that. I think sometimes some of us we feel like it would be prideful to think, oh, I did something good. But no, I think that maybe more often we have a tendency to put ourselves down. All of that, just based on what I hear from other people And, you know, you hear people using a lot of negative humor about themselves. Oh, well, yeah, of course I would do that. You know, that sort of thing. No, I think this is a common thing that we all need to learn to appreciate the good in ourselves. We see the bad plenty, and Lord knows we have other people pointing it out. Real or not, they're pointing out, you know, down or negative things about us. And sometimes I think we need to, all of us, build in ourselves a more positive self-image. So, okay, you know, I've put on weight here. You know, here I'm always talking to people about eating healthy, making good choices, and all that. And I am trying as much as I can, but right now I'm fighting a little bit of a losing battle because of problems from the medication I'm on, you know, side effects from it. But I'm not going to give up because today is not the only day of my life. There are more days to come. And I may not be doing that well today, but I'm going to keep on trying. And I might not have done so well, you know, in the last couple weeks, let's say. But that's past. You know, they say what? The past is gone. The future is yet to come. Today is a gift, and that's why they call it the present. It's kind of cheesy, but you know, it's something to think about. I have today. I'm going to try the best I can today. If today ends up being a wash, I will try again tomorrow. I guess, you know, even with this medication, it may be giving me some setbacks or kind of, you know, making a drag on me and pulling me back. But I do know that it's within me to keep trying. So I'm going to keep doing that. And one of the reasons I have not been very present on Facebook and YouTube and, you know, stuff like that is because I felt badly about myself and I felt like I didn't really have anything to share. So I thought it might be helpful to share why I have felt like I didn't have anything to share, because sometimes just helps to know you're not the only one. If this made any sense to you, you know, please say something. If you have something negative to say, well, you know, someone once told me, before you speak, think, is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? You can use that to decide whether or not you want to put a comment. Anyway, so yeah, this is a different one for me, isn't it? Okay, well, I'm going to go on now. And I hope that whether you're doing, you know, well, you're not doing well, I just pray that you'll keep trying. I will, okay? Thanks for listening.